Olá pessoal, sou Danilo Passos, estou aqui com o produtor de Injustice, God Among Us. Ele vai falar um pouco aqui sobre a série, explicar como é que funciona. Primeiro, poderia se apresentar à audiência aqui do nosso país e explicar também por que você fala português.
Eu tentei de falar português, eu não falo português, eu tentei cada vez. Mas meu nome é Hector Sanchez, eu sou um produtor de Injustice e de Mortal Kombat. É parte do time de NetherRealm Studios lá na Chicago. Eu aprendi português 3 anos atrás, não sei, eu acho 2010. Eu encontrei como uma mulher, claro, uma brasileira, e ela fala que se eu quero, como fala, conquistar ela? Como fala? Sim. Ela fala que eu preciso aprender português, e agora estou falando com você, você viu o que eu fiz, né?
Yeah. You can talk Portuguese anytime. We'll add subtitles to the video, so you can switch back and forth.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about Injustice. The game is about the DC Comics encountering Mortal Kombat members, and how it was to pitch this idea to DC Comics, how it was to sell this idea of having that crossover.
Estava tão fácil para fazer isso, porque nós já fiz um jogo com DC no passado, chamado Mortal Kombat contra DC. Eu acho no ano 2008 nós lançamos esse jogo, e nós já temos um relacionamento com DC muito bom, muito forte. Eles gostam de nossa equipe. E depois do Mortal Kombat 9, nós queremos fazer outra coisa. Nós falei que vamos fazer uma coisa diferente. Não vamos esquecer de Mortal Kombat e fazer outra coisa. Então, we asked DC, hey, we would like to make a fighting game with just DC characters, no Mortal Kombat, no anything, just DC, and they were like, go ahead. So it was very easy. It was a lot easier because now that we're with Warner Brothers, we're like under the same kind of like corporate structure. So like DC is also a part of Warner Brothers, we're a part of Warner Brothers, so it was very easy for us to get the license.
Okay, and how it was to change, if there was too much changes between the Mortal Kombat and the Injustice in the end, how big were the changes and the effort to do it?
So the only thing, obviously, we couldn't have like fatalities, right? So we couldn't, have Superman rip Wonder Woman's head off, or you couldn't have Green Lantern kill Catwoman. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that. So that was the kind of the biggest change. But other than that, they still wanted us to make a very brutal game, a very hard-hitting game. We just couldn't kill any of the characters because that's not really the DC, way. Like Batman never kills anyone, so it wouldn't make sense to have that. So it was very easy to kind of make that. They understood what our gaming, our style was like. They knew what kind of game we were going to make. We knew that they knew that we were going to make give the good respect to the characters that they deserve. So as long as we didn't kill anybody, we were free to do whatever we wanted.
Okay, that is really nice. And you said that you met a Brazilian here. It was 3 to 4 years ago, something like that. And what are your feelings about BGS? What do you think about this trade show? What are your general feelings?
Então, eu vim aqui em 2010 para o BGS lá na Rio de Janeiro. Eu conheci você e sua equipe e seus fãs, entendeu disso? E eu não sabia de português. E eu achei que tem muito potencial. Se você volta para minhas entrevistas que eu fiz lá, eu falo, nossa, temos uma oportunidade para crescer esse mercado, entendeu? Porque a paixão de os brasileiros é muito, entendeu? É muito forte, e eles estavam muito felizes porque eu vim, entendeu? Eu estava dos produtores que vim aqui nesse ano, entendeu? Não tem muito. Agora, no 2013, nós temos 4 ou 5 produtores aqui já na stand de Warner. 5 pessoas vêm aqui para falar como pessoal e essas coisas. Todos os outros, entendeu? Empresas manda produtores para encontrar como, entendeu, with the fans and like speak with them and stuff. Like you can see how it's just grown over the last couple of years. You know, in Rio it was small, and now it's almost like 7 times as big. As that, there's huge things. The first parties here, like, it's amazing to me, and it's very good to see that that's happening right now, because this is a part of the world that I feel wasn't getting enough attention from Western developers, and you know, from developers from around the world, and now everybody is here. Now, you know, Brazil is a market that everyone wants to have a presence, and I just want to say to all the companies, you're welcome for pointing this out to you all, and I know I want to get my money in the pocket for showing you how great Brazil could be.
Okay, and what about your feelings about the success of Injustice? It's something that I think it was way better than you expected, and it's even now in a comic book, and it's getting some spin-offs. What is this feeling?
It's amazing. I mean, it was already amazing for us to work with like Batman and Superman and like these characters that I've known since I was a kid, and to now have, like you said, we have comic books now, we have toys, like, you know, we make the iOS, like the mobile version of the game, like it's just growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know, Ed Boon is he's a very, like, he's a good guy, he's a good developer, and like they created, with the help of John Tobias, they created Mortal Kombat, and it was this big kind of like IP, and now it's the same thing is happening with Injustice. You know, we're creating a separate world that exists within DC just around our game. So it's amazing to me, and the sales have been very, very good, especially in Brazil. Like, you know, a lot of people were very happy about the sales in Brazil for our game. So it's been nothing but good, you know, good ideas and good information and good results since we launched the game.
Okay, and I know this is not an area of expertise in Warner Bros., but we are getting more games with Portuguese subtitles, and even now we are getting some with Portuguese dubs. Do you think it's a trend in the market to release games here in Brazil localized like that?
Yeah, you know, again, quando eu cheguei lá na 2010, nós trazer Mortal Kombat com legendas de português, e todo mundo estava, nossa, esse é tão legal, porque not that many teams were doing that at the time. There was only a couple games that were doing it. And I think, you know, Warner especially saw the reception that we got with that, and now it is standard. Now you cannot release a game unless it has Portuguese subtitles. And for Injustice, we took it even further. We wanted actual voice dub, like you said. So we brought, you know, the actors. We had Guillermo Briggs and those guys, you know, like famous voice actors to do the voices as well. And the reception was amazing. You know, people, that's the expectation now. The Brazilian gamer has an expectation that if you're going to release a game in Brazil, you need to make the game playable for all the Brazilian players. It can't just be for the ones that know English or like that. And that's something that we need to do as an industry, is if we really want to support a market, we need to support them all the way. So I'm very happy that we kind of, you know, set the standard for that, especially with our voice acting, and that's all due to the very talented team at Warner for them to do that. And hopefully, you know, a lot of games, you know, for the past 2 days, the announcements, all the games, everybody's like, oh, it also becomes localized in Brazilian Portuguese. This game also fully localized in Brazilian Portuguese. I like to think that we had a little bit to do with that, and showing like how much you can get back. If you give to the Brazilian people, you will get it back 10 times more than you give them. And I don't know if that's true or if that's just something my wife tells me, but I think that I've seen it that way, and it's a great thing, and nothing bad can come from it.
Yeah, we are a very passionate fan base, and it's really nice to see big companies looking down to us. And I know I won't ask you about Mortal Kombat 2 or Injustice 2, but what are your plans for the future? What can we see down the road?
Well, right now we are, you know, we're still continuing to support Injustice. You know, we have the Ultimate Edition that just released now that comes with all of the DLC content. We have our mobile team that is still, you know, producing content for the Injustice mobile game, and now we just released the Batman Arkham Origins mobile game as well. So we're a very busy studio, and we're just continuing to do a lot of different things right now and experiment. And you know, there'll be some stuff in the future, but you know, right now we're just trying to figure out, you know, where we fit in this world and what our next project's going to be.
Ok. Obrigado pela entrevista, Hector. É isso, gente. Fico aqui nessa entrevista com um quase brasileiro fazendo o Injustice. Abraço. Tchau, tchau.
Bye.